Hey everybody, we looked around at what we had and discovered a whole lot of nice fall and winter type fruit. And it tends to pile up this time of year, leftover from Thanksgiving, good intentions from things that you're planning for the holidays and run out of time. So we decided we're going to make a multi-purpose winter orchard sauce. And what I'm doing, you've seen the quince that Dennis used in the squash recipe in another video. In addition to quince I've got some apples and I've got a really nice pear. I think we've got a d'Anjou pear or compotes and a couple other smaller apples. We're going to cook these down into a sauce. All I'm doing here is I'm peeling the many different fruit. Quince needs to be peeled and cooked. Quince smells lovely, but if you taste it in its raw state, it's chalky and bitter. Once it gets cooked, it takes on a whole different personality.
Yeah, you really can't eat it raw.
No, you wouldn't enjoy it. And it's a little bit of a tougher skin than an apple or a pear, so just keep that in mind. Beautiful pear. This is something you can whip up very easily and not have to put too much thought into it. And lastly, our ripe pear. All right, so here we've got beautiful fruit. This is so nice. Good mix here, and this is going to cook down. I don't object to having this much. This is a 2.5 quart bowl, and it's nearly full. We'll get rid of the water. We're going to drain that off, and here we go.
First use. Does it always have the sound on it?
It does, because
Okay.
it has to aerate a little bit.
Yeah. Live with the sound.
Now,
Okay, so I'm going to strain this.
strain that. Now, I made brown butter earlier in the week and separated some out into brown butter ghee, clarified butter. Left the solid brown butter here. We have a video on brown butter. If you want to take some baked goods and other cooking next level, definitely make yourself some brown butter. Excellent way to use up some butter ends. Put it in a chocolate cake yesterday, and this burner is melting beautifully. I'm just turning it up once.
We haven't used this yet, so this is all brand new.
You're seeing this for the first time. We're excited.
First time.
We're excited. And getting my brown butter, you can see that nice and melty. And all of that delicious caramelized butter solid in the bottom that gives it its flavor. But we want to let this guy melt. Dennis, if you'd be so kind to bring me, yep, he's already read my mind. A selection of silicone and rubber spatulas. I'm going to go for the new gray spoon. Nice wooden handle, silicone end to it. And it doesn't clank when we use it. That was one of the things we've embraced silicone for that reason. So I'm just going to test this a little bit. And there's the sizzle. We're going to spoon our fruit in here. Once again, this is the pan that I will use and overstuff, but that's okay. See all of our beautiful fruit. The idea is to get this cooked down and a little mushy. And I'll be looking for that seed later on. Quince seeds, if they stay into the mix, I'm actually going to throw some more in. Gives it a lovely pink color. Acts as a natural dye. So we're going to experiment with that, toss the seed in from one of the cores, and see if that theory proves itself. And
it will be taken out at the end.
It will be. We're not eating this.
But that way she cut it so that it all stays in one spot, so it's easy to take back out.
Right. And fortunately with the color here, it's easy to spot any little seed pods that may still be in there. And let's let this cook down. All right, so we are probably about 2/3 of the way there cooking. You can see this is cooked down nicely. There's some, a little bit more yellow in it, a little bit more pink. Took the seed cores out because I didn't really see much of a difference with the color for the quince. Know that I started with probably about a tablespoon of brown butter. Only thing I'll add is going to be a light touch of salt. It's going to be cooled down, split out, and put between refrigerator and freezer. And I don't even think at this point I'm going to mash it. You can if you want, but I'm thinking that I like the rustic quality of all of this gorgeous fruit.
What we will do is we're going to take out some of it and finish it off for you so you can see what it's like, and we'll do that shortly.
We separated it a little bit into a glass bowl here. And we're going to dress this up just to show you a finished product. Fruit is cooked down. It's going to be more of a rustic mash. So get some nice texture in there. I'm saying for that amount, we're looking at about a cup of the winter fruit. Let's go with a couple teaspoons of a nice dark brown sugar. Cinnamon.
Dash.
Define a dash. Define a dash. It's when we say it's a dash.
To us, we're
And then,
heavy-handed.
of course, yeah. And
A little bit of cardamom.
Love our cardamom. So some ground black cardamom seed. What I'd like to do here, I'm going to take this regular potato masher. I'm not going to go too crazy on it. Incorporate those flavors into it. Now, for this one, I'd use this as the background of a fruit pie. I would use this to go into some roasted butternut or acorn squash to stuff inside a delicata squash.
That would be really good.
Flavoring for sweet potato mash would be nice. Or any root vegetables. If you were to roast carrots, and it smells like a holiday fruit. So, here is our Winter Orchard fruit sauce. If you can't find quince, go ahead and use apple and pear. Add a little bit of lemon. If you want to throw in a plum, a peach, or dried fruit, you can do that too. Add your cinnamon and any of the spices that you want, or leave it on its own. It doesn't need any dressing up. We just decided to do this to give you some ideas.
Let's taste it. There we go.
Wow.
The quince really adds something.
Sweet, tart, fragrant.
It's kind of rosy.
It's rosy. It's got that undertone to it that I just associate with the quince.
And once it cools, it's going to be really good.
This is so nice. So nice.
The quince takes a little bit longer to cook. So the quince here still has a little bit of firmness to it, while the other things are softened. But that's kind of a nice touch.
Absolutely no
That's
issue.
a nice touch to it.
If I were to prefer it, it's exactly the way I would do it. Lovely.
Nice color. Look at that.
Yeah.
Flavor.
This one's a keeper, and the beauty is it freezes for later in the season.
If you want to add a little bit of fresh lemon juice to this, it'd also be very good.